everybody. So it's a new episode of Mindfulness and Meditation. I'm going to start off with the affirmation. It is Sunday, March 28th, by the way. It says, always choose love. It's okay to be selective with your heart, but don't ever close yourself off to beautiful possibility. Choose courageously. Then surrender and trust in what you know to be true. Love is a mutual dance that can realign the stars. Don't ever give up on it. Love boldly. Sweets, you are worthy of great love. Excuse the coughing in the background. That may happen a lot. But, always choose love. I've been thinking about that a lot, I guess, in a different way. Two important dates have come up. March 26th and March 29th. And March 26th, 1992, that was the day my birth mom, Margaret, was killed in a car accident. March 29th was the birth of my second mother, Apostle Ames, March 29th, 1942. Very two important people in my life. Both of them are no longer here. As I said, my birth mom died in a car accident, and my second mother passed away June 4th, 2020. And March 29th will be Monday. That was a very special day because she celebrated her birthdays. She loved being around her family. It was like her own little holiday. I mean, that's how I celebrate my birthdays. And this is going to be I can already see it being hard because the days getting to her birthday have been difficult. I try not to be stressed and try to keep pushing and do my affirmations and my prayer. It just doesn't take away how I feel. I truly miss her. Then I think about the fact that I've lost two mothers. I never got the chance to know my birth mom. It's hard. It really is. That's a pain that many don't know. I feel like if you have your mom here on earth, cherish that person. They may not be the best, but they're here. And if you can make it right, do your best to. There's nothing like having a mother. And I'm not knocking fathers either, because I do have a great relationship with my dad. And Lord knows I want him to live as long as he can here on this earth. But I truly miss my two moms. Especially my second mother, someone that raised me and I grew up with. Someone who nurtured me, and God really used her to make me to be the man that I am today. And I thank God for that. I thank God for her. I've gone through a lot health-wise over the years, from a baby up. And no matter what, she was always there. Always. I can't count the many times that I got rushed to the hospital, to the emergency room for major asthma attacks. I got really sick in high school my junior year, and I was out of school for 2 weeks and had to go to the emergency room 3 times. Mom didn't complain. I know she was tired. I know it was hard on her, but she took me. She was right there through it all. And she was right there getting me back in good health when I was home. It's things like that that I don't forget. And it's things that she's gone through that I've witnessed over the years that only she and I know, that I'll never forget. I will never forget. She was a very strong woman, a very strong woman of God, and her faith got her through many trials. And that encouraged me, that shaped me to be who I am right now. That when trials come, I don't give up. No matter how hard it is or times where I want to give up, I remind myself that God has something great in store for me. And a lot of that is because of her, because of what she taught me. Like I said, God used her to just shape and mold me. She taught me a lot. She was the reason why I became a minister. And she believed in me when many didn't. She believed in me. And even when she was going through her dementia and her sickness, I know that love was still there. She fought a very long battle with breast cancer and dementia at the same time. And if you don't know, a person with dementia, it just changes their mind frame. They become a different person. There were times she was angry. I didn't understand why she would be angry all the time, why I felt like the anger was coming at me, but I realized that wasn't her. That was the illness. Because at the end of the day, when she was good, that love was still there. That strong woman of God was still there. And even her last day here on earth, that was June 3rd, she was struggling to talk. She would stutter more. It was hard to get her words out. I remember her sitting in a chair. I got her up. It had been a very long struggle that past week because her body was slowly shutting down. I got her up. She was in her chair. And I would just remind her who I was, and I told her who I was, and as I began to tell her, she cut me off, and it took her a minute to get her words out, but she said, "I know who you are." She had said my nickname. That's something that stays with me for a very long time. It's something I'll never forget. People with Alzheimer's and dementia, they forget and they will confuse you for other people. And I always wondered if she even knew who I was those past few months, but she did. And I thank God for that. I go on these past few months having a lot of peace because no matter how hard it was or how discouraged I may have gotten, I was still here for my mother. And I know that. And I believe she knew that, and that she would have been proud of me. So there are times where I can talk and just be at peace with it and smile and think of all the good memories and not get upset. Versus times I do think about her and just wish she was here and let out a cry or two. But I thank God for the time I got to spend with her. COVID-19 was a blessing in disguise, even though, it's a pandemic. I wish it wasn't here, but it coming last year caused things to stop, come to a halt. My job, laid us off. So I was able to drop a lot of stuff and just spend time at home. And I'm thankful I did. I got to spend more time with her and taking those last few months. Because little did I know that she would have passed away June 4th. Had no idea, even when those last days were coming. I just thought we would still have more time. And that night, I remember talking to two of my friends from elementary school. They found out what was going on. We talked earlier that day, and they called me on three-way just to not focus on that, to just get some laughs in, talk about things we did when we were kids, and we talked for over an hour and a half. I remember telling them to give me a second. I wanted to go see how she was doing, just check on her and give her night medication. I was going to have to wake her up. And I was the one that went and saw that she was no longer here. Those things stick with you. It's probably one of the first few times I've actually talked about it. But like I said, I thank God for the time that I spent with her. I just thank God for her regardless. She was a great mother, a great pastor, a great friend. She was someone that I got to express myself to and talk to. She could be strict. She didn't play, but she also was very compassionate and truly cared. And you don't get that quite often. There's not many people you can say that about, but I can definitely say that about her. And I just pray and I just pray that I make her proud. I make God proud, and I definitely make her proud. And I try to go on and let that wisdom that she gave, that she poured all the time on me, I try to use it and go on, knowing that she's still watching over me and just hoping that she's proud. Not saying that I won't make mistakes, but that I fix those mistakes and I right my wrongs, and that I can continue going on and receiving the blessings that God has for me. And I can already see him working, because I've had a lot of fear over the past few years to do many things, but I've been overcoming those fears slowly but surely. And I want to continue going that way. I want to continue seeking peace and not drama. I just want to continue being a better me. And the only way to do that is continuing to seek God, continuing to stay in that word, just working, living for him, doing what I have to do to take care of myself, and just making sure I'm surrounded by positivity and positive people. Sometimes negativity can creep in and try to stunt your growth and make you feel like you're just a horrible person. You make mistakes, but that doesn't make you a bad person. And it doesn't mean that you have to sit back and stay in that negative place. People sometimes put you in a bubble and remind you of the mistakes that you make. I remember people used to always say, Mom would always say, someone would bring up her past saying, Carolyn Moody, because she used to be a Moody. She was married to a Moody. I remember when. And her response was, well, look at me now. People are so focused on the past that they hate to see how bright your future has become or how bright it will be. They don't want to see you grow. But my thing with that is I don't worry about people. I'm going to continue to let God use me and lead me and continue to make Carolyn Estelle and Margaret Darlene, my Lord and Savior, proud. And I'm just praying for peace, praying for strength, continued strength to just get through these trials and just get through all of this. It will be a year, June 4th, since her passing. That doesn't mean that I just should be over it. And, you don't get over stuff like this, especially someone that was very close in your life. For me, I've just gone on and seeking God to give me strength. He's the reason why I can share things like this and be open and honest. So just say a prayer for me, pray for my family, that we just have continued strength and give us grace. I'm wishing my mother a happy birthday, happy early birthday in heaven. She would have been 79 years old. I know she's still with me, and I do believe she's proud. And not just now, I know there's many more things to come from me. I'm a believer, I'm keeping the faith, and I'm going to push through anything and everything that comes my way. With God, all things are possible. But I encourage all of you, especially anyone that's lost a loved one, there's no easy advice to give. It's no specific way of telling you how to move forward. Just keep God in your life. Keep praying, ask Him to give you grace and mercy and strength. Because it's a hard thing. It is. And sometimes people don't know until they have to go through it. I was one of those people. I would always say, I'm keeping you in prayer. And I've lost people in the past, like my grandfather. But this hit, it really hit harder. Because that was my mother, that close bond we had. And it truly changed me. But I will say, keep pressing, keep pushing. One thing that our loved ones that we lost, they wouldn't want us to just quit. I definitely know my mom wouldn't. She was always encouraging me and praying for me. She would know something wasn't right, and I would be at work, and I would get a random call from her, asking is everything all right, check my voicemail, getting a message telling me to call her. I miss those phone calls. I miss those prayers. But I know now I have to continue on, continue to pray, continue to seek Him, and just letting him use me and using those teachings that were given to me by her, that God gave her. And I believe I'm going to be all right. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to be reflecting, just continue to reflect on the good things. And I'm definitely going to celebrate her birthday, just like a normal day, like we would each year. Because like I said, she's my guardian angel. She's still watching over me. All right, guys. That's enough mindfulness and meditation for tonight. Just stay prayed up, be encouraged, and keep each other in prayer. God bless.